Hi, this is Jacqueline Price, aka Rich Sister, and I welcome you to another edition of Thoughts for Vision. Inspirational topics to help get you through life. Thank God for this opportunity. I thank God for this opportunity. I thank all of you out there for listening today. If you need any info about me, about Thoughts for Vision, there's one place and one place only for you to go to, and that's what I like to call my one-stop shop. Check out my website, www.jackieap.com. If you need any info about the blog, the radio show, social network pages, you need info about Rip and Run, you need info, like I said, social network pages. If you want to donate to either Thoughts for Vision or Rip and Run, so many things. If you need the info too, please check out my website, www.jackieap.com. Okay? Check it out. Want to welcome you all here today. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Those who are listening by whatever means necessary, which is by Facebook as of right now, if you're looking at it as of right now, or you may be watching it on YouTube, okay? So if you're looking at this by either means of Facebook Live as of right now, or later, or YouTube, definitely later, thank you so very, very much for tuning in today, okay? And I saw Vina watching. Hi, Vina, if you're still there. And of course, I see the one, the only Miss Cassie Gainey, who's watching right now. Hey, Cassie. Oh, I see Vina said hi too. Hello to both of you. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm just going to type hello, everyone, just in case other people come in, so nobody feels slighted, right? So that hello, everyone, is to everyone who comes on this chat, okay? So thank you two ladies for tuning in so far, and everybody else that's going to come in eventually. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, okay? Well, today, bottom line, I decided to do a show today, okay? Because today, as we know, this is going to be the last official day that our President and First Lady, President Barack and First Lady Michelle Obama, is going to be in the White House. This is the last official day. And it's hard to believe. I know, we all knew this day was going to eventually come, right? But it's here. See, it's one day to know. It's one thing to know that, of course, this day was going to eventually come. But it's another thing for it to actually be here. But all I can say, and definitely put in your comments for those of you, who want to comment, feel free to, in fact, what I ought to do, here's what I'm going to do. If you, because I want to make sure, because I'll have the phone right here, and even better, if you want to comment, if you're free with just commenting in the chat, feel free to comment in the chat. But I'm gonna give you my phone number, So if you want to call in, and we can hear your comments right here on the show. If you want to call in on this number, area code 323. I see Glenn is watching. Hi, Glenn. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to call in and make your comments on this show, I'm going to give you the number. Area code 323-977-1709. There you go. And I posted the number, okay? Call in on that number. Now, you can comment in the chat if you prefer to comment in the chat. But there's my number if you want to call in and make your comments about our president and first lady. Okay? So we can hear them right here on the show. Once again, phone number is code 323-977-1709. If you want to comment. Okay? So just to give you my thoughts, and once again, a great hello to those of you who are watching, okay? Definitely my thoughts. I'm going to give my thoughts first. And just to reiterate anyway what I've said, already. I just think they did a wonderful job. As my in God rest his wonderful soul, as our assistant pastor, our first assistant pastor, I'll say it like that, God rest his soul. I feel he did a most excellent job. Him and the first lady did a wonderful job as president and first lady. They did us all proud, okay? And I'm just, I mean, what else can I say? What else can I say? He did a wonderful job. I mean, like I said, were they the perfect president and first lady? No, I got that. But what you can't deny is all the stuff that they got accomplished. And if you heard his farewell speech, I mean, he rolled them off. He said it himself, to reiterate again. He said it himself. He said, if you were to tell me that I would have gotten, and he railed them all off, I would have got this done, that done, whatever. You probably would have told me you couldn't do it. But he said it. He's like, and he did it. He did it. He did it. He made healthcare affordable to everyone. He saved the auto industry. He took out Osama bin Laden. Look. See, what you can't deny are the facts. See, that's what you can't deny. You can't deny the stuff that he's done. See, that's what you can't deny. And of course, I mean, just so many things that was implemented and put in place. And you figure definitely with the first lady, her biggest thing was, of course, her Let's Move campaign, which is to help everybody to eat right and exercise. And, you know, that was her main focus, is with the Let's Move campaign, you know, which is definitely good for the obvious reason, because we need to be healthy. We need to be healthy. You know, health is very, very important. Because, see, there's a part that we have to play. Because the majority of the sicknesses and diseases that are put upon us is because of how we eat and then not moving our bodies. I mean, that's the main reason. I mean, you can talk about how you big boned it and, and your genes all you want. But for the most part, people don't eat right and they don't exercise like they should. And then, you know, I'm guilty. You know, sometimes, you know, we all had our deals of falling off the wagon, as they say, or whatever. But for the most part, that's why sickness and disease comes upon us, because we don't eat right and we don't exercise. So, for her to put in place that Let's Move program, I mean, that was awesome. She was trying to encourage people, look, eat right and exercise, and let's do this thing, let's do the best we can to be healthy. As I tell you, we're no good to anyone else if we don't take care of ourselves. And that's the bottom line. We got to take care of, God housed us in these bodies, okay? And he expects for us to take care of them, okay? And we got to do everything in our power to take care of our bodies, okay? So that's Lord knows, a great goal that you can make for 2017 is to take better care of yourself for yourself, and then definitely if you're like a parent or something, definitely to you parents, so you're able-bodied enough to take care of your children. Because I know as much as you love your children, you're no good to, we're all no good to anyone if we don't take care of ourselves. If you think about when you get on a plane and they do that safety briefing, and they get to the part where they talk about the oxygen mask, and whose oxygen mask do they always instruct you to put on first? Whose oxygen mask? Anybody who's watching this, answer the question. Whose oxygen mask do they always instruct you to put on first? Yourself. You put your oxygen mask on first before you try to help anybody else. And that's a great lesson in life. Put your oxygen mask on first before you try to help anybody else. Whether it be your kids or maybe other family members, friends, fellow churchgoers, co-workers. Look, put your oxygen mask on first as they instruct you. That's really, I'm telling you, that's really a good lesson in life. Put your oxygen mask on first. You're no good to nobody else if you're sitting up here choking and gasping for air. Can you imagine that? You're choking and gasping for air, and you trying to put somebody else's oxygen mask on. That's almost like, how stupid is that? For real. For real. Can you imagine that, to give you the visual? Here you are, you didn't put your own oxygen mask on, and you trying to help somebody else. Here you go. You see how stupid that look? Do you see how stupid that look? I'm trying to help somebody else with their oxygen mask, and I ain't got mine on. How stupid is that? See, that's what they instruct you in the safety briefing. Every time you go on a plane, they instruct you to put your oxygen mask on first. Then you help somebody else with theirs. I see Janice watching. Hi, Janice. Thank you for tuning in. And it's so true. Think about that. Goes for a lot that you can think of in life. Put your oxygen mask on first before you help somebody else with theirs. That's a good lesson in life. We're no good to anyone else if we don't take care of ourselves. Yeah, I got off track with that, but that's a good lesson in life, though. Just want to put that out there. But to get back on the President and First Lady, I just think they did a awesome, wonderful job. as president, as our 44th president and first lady of the United States. Like I said, we'll definitely miss them, but I'm so happy to that they're, they served their 8 years. They served their 8 years, and now I say to you, my beautiful president and first lady, go off and take your rest, because you deserve it. That's the bottom line. Go off and take your rest. Yes, I will miss them, but please go off and take your rest, knowing that you did a wonderful job. Like I said, was they the perfect first lady, perfect president, first lady? Of course not. But they did what you cannot deny is what they got accomplished. And they got a lot accomplished. And for that, I say thank you. I say thank you. I say thank you. So very much appreciate President and First Lady Barack and Michelle Obama. The things that they accomplished in their 8 years as our president and first lady. See, what you can't deny is the facts. And that's what you can't deny. What they accomplished. You see, that's what you can't deny. Affordable health care. You can't deny that. Getting rid of the mastermind of 9/11. You can't deny that. Saving the auto industry. You can't deny that. Getting us out of a serious recession, which could have led to a depression, could have went through another depression, but getting us out of serious recession. And this was the start of his presidency in a recession, as you recall, which could have easily turned into a depression. Okay? He started off with that mess, being handed that mess, and he turned it around. See, that's what you can't deny. Can't deny the facts. Can't deny the facts. He did that and so much more. See, what you can't see, the next president can get in and change this and change that. Talking about, I'm going to repeal this and repeal that. Okay. You can change whatever you want, but what you can't deny are the facts. That's what you can't deny. See, you can get in and change whatever you want. I'm not even going to cry over it. Because, see, God is in control of me in the end. See, no matter who's president, I don't care whether it's President Obama or President Trump, I'm going to go ahead and properly address you as President Trump, because I'm charged by God to do that, to respect and pray for our leaders. Okay? So it doesn't matter what man is in charge of president it doesn't matter. In the end, God is the head of everything. That's the bottom line. Now, I'm going to respect you and pray for you because, I'm charged by God to do that. But, and I am. See, I admit I was about to have the wrong attitude and was talking about how I was going to move to France and all that. and all that stuff. See, I done got all that moving to France out my system. I done got, all the initial reaction. I done got all out my system. Because I'm going to reiterate it again. Donald Trump does have the makings of what could be a good president. I mean, he does if he takes it now. If he takes it. Now, it's up to him. Because like I said in the last few videos that I've talked about Donald Trump. Like I said, and I reiterate it again, God is a God of humility. Okay? See, he's a God of humility. See, the Bible says pride comes before the fall. And I'm just saying, I can respect somebody's knowledge of something. See, like some people, they talk about they voted for Trump because he's a good businessman. Well, look, I respect your business sense, okay? But it takes way far more than that to be president of the United States. There's a rapport that you need to have with people. There's actually knowing something about there's actually knowing something about the policies and whether it's foreign policies and stuff like that. It takes way far more than business sense to be president. And not to mention that tops over all any kind of sense that we can have humanly is the favor of God. Okay? See, any human sense that we can possibly have in our mind, and that's for anything that we do, whether we're being president of the United States or whatever we're doing. See, on top of any human sense that this flesh can come up with is the favor of God. That topples over anything that we can do in our humanness. Is the favor of God. And like I said, God is a God of humility. He's a humble God. And he can't stand pride and arrogance. And I'm sorry, that's my issue with Donald Trump. He's shown nothing from what I see but arrogance and pride. That's my only issue with Mr. Trump. And like I said on previous videos, he has the option. He has the option to either allow the Lord to humble him in this position. Because like I said, I reiterate it again, God uses everything. God uses everything. Like I said, he used the majority of us sitting out on the election and not voting. Sorry, but y'all gotta admit y'all contributed to this by not voting, by not exercising your right to vote. See, don't complain now about a boycott and a protest when you didn't vote. That was your power right there in voting. And too many of you chose not to exercise it. So that's why you're in there in the first place. So thank yourself for that. For those of you who didn't participate in this election process, thank yourself for him being in there. You're part of the reason why he's in there. Enough of y'all sat out because he was able to get in there. So now we're here. That's the main bottom line of why he's in there. But that's okay. That's okay. God uses it. Because like I commented before, for those of you who are out here in Los Angeles, if you listen to the front page, which it comes on at 4:30 in the mornings on KJLH, if you're out here in Los Angeles. And the host of that show, Dominique DePrima, she mentioned something, I think like 2-3 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, where she said something like, why is Donald Trump being rewarded? Well, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. This ain't a reward. See, everything is not a reward. I said this on the TJRS radio network, and I'm reiterating it here. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, that he shall also reap. See, it ain't so much as being rewarded, but having your bluff called. See, God will call your bluff. Like I said, God is a God of humility, and he can't stand arrogance. See, it ain't so much as a reward. Ain't no reward. Okay? See, he'll call your bluff in a minute. You know, because Donald Trump was saying all kind of stuff on the campaign trail. Y'all saw it. Oh, I know more about ISIS than the generals and all. See, God will call your bluff. God will call your bluff. Oh, you know more about ISIS than the generals? Cool. You're president then. See, that's what he'll do. He'll call your bluff. Not so much as a reward. He'll call your bluff. That's what he's doing with Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump has the choice. Now, he's either going to allow God to humble him in this position, and therefore he will have the makings of becoming what could be a great president. He does. I mean, it's up to him now. It's up to him. He's either going to allow God to humble himself in this position, or he's going to continue this arrogant streak, and he's going to get raked through the coals. It's his choice. And that's all I got to say. Like I said, and it's funny, like I said, a while ago, when me and my father was talking about Trump. I mean, this was like a couple of months ago when me and my father was talking, and he brought up the name Nebuchadnezzar. And I don't know if you are familiar with the Bible enough where you remember the story of Nebuchadnezzar in the fiery furnace. You know, he was one in the Bible that built this big, huge statue that he wanted everybody to bow down to it. But of course, everybody bowed with the exception, of course, of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were like, oh no, we're not bowing to your statue. We serve a God. We serving our God. We're not bowing to you. You know, those of you may be familiar with the story. And because they wouldn't bow, he threw them in the fiery furnace. And not only threw them in the furnace, but turned it up, the Bible says, 7 times hotter than what it usually is, because they wouldn't bow to the statue. But what did he see eventually then? But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego walking in the fire, along with what the Bible says, a 4th person, which is, of course, representative of Jesus. They were just walking in the furnace. And eventually he was like, let them out. And sure enough, as they went in there, that's how they came out, without a stench of smoke on them. And that's what it's all about. Like I did that video like 2 months ago talking about God, what's the name of oh God, I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look that up because I want to get the proper, because I talked about that 2 months ago in a video that I did. I can't believe I'm not remembering the title of it. I'm gonna get to you right in a minute. Give me a minute. But that's what we got to do. If we need to, when we're facing a challenge like that, if we're given a challenge like that, let's see, what's the name of this video? It's Furnace Time. There we go. I knew I was going to come up with it. I did a video 2 months ago, and I welcome you to go to my YouTube page and check it out. It's called It's Furnace Time. And that's the way I just simply look at this, y'all. It's furnace time. I reiterate it again. It's furnace time. Okay? It is furnace time. Okay? It's furnace time. And that's what I ask y'all. Are y'all willing to get into the furnace, into the fiery furnace, if you need to? Are you willing to do that? See, that's the hard decision that we have to make sometimes. Are we willing to get into the furnace and fight for what we believe? And I can't help but notice that nobody is watching at this point. Did I scare everybody off? Did I scare everybody off? Maybe I did. Because see, when we really talk about getting into this furnace, when we really talk about getting into this furnace, I mean, are you willing to do this? Are you willing to get into the furnace? Are you willing to get in? That's all I want to know. Are you willing to get into the fiery furnace? Are you willing to do that? You got to be willing to do that. You have got to be willing to jump into the fiery furnace. Okay? Because the furnace is here. Now, like I said, it's up to Donald Trump what his decision is going to be for him. Like I said, he can allow God to humble him. Because in so many ways, he's turning out to be our modern day Nebuchadnezzar. And he has a choice as to whether he's going to allow God to humble him or not. Like he said, if he allows God to humble him, he'll have the makings of being a good president. If not, he's going to get raked through the coals. Because the Bible talks about how Nebuchadnezzar had bouts of insanity. And that's because he was wishy-washy. He was going back and forth. See, like when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was in the furnace and he saw that they were just walking around, he told them to come out. And then when he saw that they weren't hurt at all, he was like, well, whatever God they're serving, serve their God. He was saying that then, but then he was wishy-washy with it. He would go back and forth. And that's why, the Bible talks about that he had bouts of insanity. You know? And that's because he was shaky. Because see, the Bible says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's the Bible. Read that. That's in the Bible. A double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. And that's what I've been seeing so far with Donald Trump. That's my issue. He's been double-minded. He's been reneging and going back on what he said. Lord knows definitely ever since he's been elected as president, he seems double-minded. You know, that's my issue. And when you're double-minded and you're going back and forth, you seem unstable. You seem very unstable. So that's my issue with you. So hopefully as he allows God to humble him, all of that double-mindedness will go away. All of that double-mindedness will go away. As he allows God to really humble him and counsel him and instruct him on what to do. Like I said, he will have the makings of being a good president. That's why I pray for you. We're supposed to respect and pray for our leaders. And that's why I pray for you, Donald Trump. I hope you allow for God to humble you. And that you allow yourself to be instructed by God. You know? So I tell you, if you don't, it ain't going to be nothing nice, bruh. It ain't going to be nothing nice. It's really not. It ain't going to be nothing nice. It ain't going to go well for you. So that's why I pray. That's why I pray for Donald Trump. He that he allows himself to be humbled by God. And he will have the makings of being possibly a good president. I mean, at this point, he's president and there's nothing you can do about it. So give him a chance at this point to hopefully allow God to humble him. Hopefully. He'll have the makings of being a good president if he allows God to humble him and to properly instruct him. But if he don't, if he continues on this arrogant path, not going to go well for you. It ain't going to go well for you, Mr. Trump. It's not going to go well for you. Lord knows it's going to be repeat. It's going to be a Nixon repeat. I swear to God, you either going to get impeached or you're going to resign on your own because you're going to go dang near go crazy. You know? So I hereby pray for you, Mr. Trump. I hope you get it together. I mean, I can appreciate your business sense, but it takes more than business sense or any other kind of human sense to be President of the United States. Contrary to your public opinion, you don't know it all, sir. So allow God to humble you and instruct you. Okay? That's all I got to say. Gonna respect you as my president. What I'm not gonna do is bow down to you. See, you're gonna play the Nebuchadnezzar role. I'm not about to bow down to you. But I am charged by God to respect you as my president and to pray for you. Okay? That I will do all day long, but I'm not about to bow to you. What I'm going to do is get up in that furnace with Jesus, okay? If I need to, if you're going to go the Nebuchadnezzar route on me. Okay? I'll be in that furnace with Jesus, walking around. If you stay out of line, but if you humble yourself, if you allow God to humble yourself in this position, then it'll be all good. And you won't seem so unstable and double-minded. Because you seem seriously double-minded right now. And that's because you're all over the place. But if you allow God to humble you, then it's all good. Well, and that's all I got to say about that. But once again, I say to President and First Lady Barack and Michelle Obama, I'm just so extremely proud of the job that you have done. So extremely proud. You just did my heart so well, and I'm so proud to have experienced you as a president and a first lady. And may God continue to richly bless you in your next endeavor, whatever that is, because it doesn't stop here. It ain't like you, okay, y'all been president and first lady, your life over with now, go retire somewhere. No, God got so much more for the two of you to do. As a couple, as individuals, as a family, so much more for you. And just whatever life holds from you from this point on, may God continue to truly and richly bless you and your family. And thank you so, so very much for your service, because being that you were our commander-in-chief in our military and just over the world, I hereby thank you both for your service. Thank you so much. Thank God for you. And you allowing God to use you in this way. Because see, like I say all the time, God has a plan and a purpose for your life. And if you allow God to use you, see, it's about allowing God to use you in this way. It's not that President Obama and First Lady Michelle was so special. It's that they allowed God to use them and bring them to this point. See, God has a plan for all of us. It may not be to be President of the United States. I mean, that was their role. But God has a role for you. It's like what I was sharing yesterday about the video that I put up yesterday about sharing my goals for the year. See, those were my goals that I shared, but y'all have some goals. Or you have some things on your heart that maybe you didn't officially put them down as goals, but they're in your heart to do. See, we all know what we want to do out there. But it's about the choices that we make in life. See, what has God told you to do? What has God told you to do? God has told you to do something. What has He told you to, what did He tell you to do? He's told you something. Like I said, He talks to us all the time. We just got to be able to have that tuned ear to hear, okay? He's told you something to do. Now, either you want to pretend you're deaf and you want to pretend to not hear Him, or if you at least heard Him, you ain't did it yet. And why is that? What is stopping you? What is holding you back? Is it fear? Is it, lack of encouragement? What is it? Find out what that is that's holding you back from what God has told you to do, and deal with it. And take that step of faith. It ain't saying that you ain't gonna never have fear or doubt ever again. It's making that move despite what you feel or think. Whatever God has told you to do, you're willing to take the step of faith to do it despite the fear. So figure out what that is in your life and do it. Like I said, I put up the videos yesterday of me sharing my goals for the year. But you all have goals for the year, hopefully. Or if you haven't, take the time to really figure that out. And like I said, let me know about it so I can be in prayer for you. I asked you in the video yesterday, I asked you to be in prayer for me. But I want to be in prayer for you about what God has said for you to do. Once again, you can go to my website at JackieAP.com. So many ways in which you can contact me by phone, by email, by any of my social network pages, and share with me your goals for 2017 so I can be in prayer with you about it, okay? I see Ebony is watching. Hey, Ebony, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your new year. But just let me know. Like I said, I had the opportunity to share with you my 3 main goals of the year, which is number 1, to refocus on my acting. Number 2, my continuing my journey in radio. And 3, with my new business venture, okay, which is Rip and Run Grocery, okay. And like I said, for more info about what I'm doing, go to JackieAP.com to check out that and more. Yeah, hey, Ebony, thank you for tuning in. About to wrap up the show, so whatever you missed, okay, definitely go back and look at this video, okay? But hang around for it until I officially, in fact, are you still, because I know you did a show like, a few weeks ago. Definitely put your info in the chat, Ebony, for where people can come and check you out. Definitely shout out to who's in the chat right now, Sandra Rodney, but aka Ebony Empress. She does a wonderful show about relationships that I welcome you to check out sometimes. You can find her, definitely go to her Facebook page and keep up with whatever she's doing. But she hosts a wonderful show about relationships, okay? I mean, that's her area and focus of choice. So I welcome you to go to her Facebook page. Just hit that link where you see Sandra Rodney. Just hit that link so where you can keep up with her. And definitely just anybody, let's see, Cassie Gainey. I know she checked in at the first of the show. You can keep up with her. Lord knows she should be doing a show tomorrow. And she's not, I assume I know she typically does her Friday morning rap sessions on Friday mornings at, it's at 11 a.m. That would be 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Okay, so in between to find the rest of the time zones, but her show is usually at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 8 a.m. Pacific Time. So check out Cassie Gainey. Like I said, you can scroll down to her Facebook link. I mean, it's at Cassie Gainey 2. If you want to scroll down through this chat, check her out. And definitely anything that I mentioned on my last live show, if you scroll down, you can either scroll down to the Facebook page where you see updates and more updates that I did on January the 17th, or you can go to my YouTube page and look at that show, and you can find out about everyone else. You can find out about Cassandra Calloway, Terry Kendall, so much more that I mentioned on that particular show. People who got stuff going on. Like I said, you can go to their Facebook pages as well. So you can check that out. Check out their links. You'll see the links on the Facebook page, or just go to the YouTube show where I at least say it, and you can keep up with them. And once again, to keep up with myself, with the blog, the Thoughts for Vision blog, the Thoughts for Vision radio show, and now Rip and Run Grocery. Definitely welcome you to keep abreast of that. That's something that I officially started on January the 3rd. That's a grocery errand service for seniors that I officially started. If you're in need of my assistance, you can go now to my website at JackieAP.com, and you can hit on the Rip and Run Grocery link. Or if you want to go to the straight Facebook page, you can go to the website /Facebook page at the link www.ripandrungrocery.com. That's RIP, R-I-P, the letter N as in Nancy, run, R-U-N, grocery.com. Now you can go to that direct link or just go to my website at JackieAP.com. That's JackieAP.com. And you can hit on the Rip and Run Grocery link. Now, I welcome you to check out my ad, my Rip and Run Grocery ad, which was a really fun ad that I did for it. And that's the featured video on the page, as well as I boosted it to get more views. So I welcome you to check that out. Once again, anything you need about me, about Thoughts for Vision, about Rip and Run, definitely check out my website, www.JackieAP.com. And once again, if you want to contact me about your goals for the year 2017, please contact me there. And you can find out, phone number, email, social network pages. You can inbox me. You can direct message me, whatever. You can find my info at JackieAP.com. I'm going to repost that link so you can have it. www.JackieAP.com. Okay? With that, that's going to wrap it up for the show today. Once again, so proud of our President and First Lady, Barack and Michelle Obama. Once again, thank you so much for an excellent job well done. And may God continue to richly bless you in the future, okay? With that, that's going to wrap up the show for today. Thank you so, so very much for tuning in to the Thoughts for Vision radio show today. And remember, God's thoughts plus your vision equals greatness. Once again, God's thoughts plus your vision equals greatness. Take care. You have a wonderful day. And I will see you on the radio soon. Take care.